For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time that we're having welcome to the very first Fartcoin Friday video. Probably the first and the last of its kind. Oh my God, Helen, there's a turkey talking about Fartcoin on TV. Let's get into it. Fartcoin, and as you may notice, has been one of the hottest coins out here because just back in March when the market dipped and it was only worth a quarter back there after dropping from its highs of around, believe it or not, $2.65. Wow, what a big drop that was. Anybody chasing Fartcoin up there is like, oh man, this coin sucks, down 90%. But from anybody who bought it down here, you're like, oh man, I'll throw $100 in Fartcoin and see what happens, dude. Your $100 is now worth about $365. Some of you true degens, what you go into the thousands. She's on a nice curvaceous rise here, working her way back up to these areas. She already hit our target that we had from our live stream. I do a live stream in case you don't know. This is a video, but I do live streams at night about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to join me there. Yes, a turkey. $1.18 target. Nailed it. Our target got hit there, and now we're getting a little bit of a retrace here on the daily. But I just want to zoom in on the daily because this is going to help us navigate this over the weekend and what's for whatever forth comes. Nice little rounding parabolic structure there. We're getting a little bit of a retrace, maybe. We might come below $1 over the weekend. It could happen, or the other thing could happen. We find a nice little bounce here. This was a measured move from the little inverted spider, the inverted head and shoulders, but we put a little eyes, looks like a little spider on the ceiling there. The measured move from this channel here took us up to that area of $1.01, and now we're retested that area. So we may retest from here, might come lower. Anything could happen. We'll tell. Only tell when we come down to the smaller time frames here to get a little feel of what's going on. Now, could this be an M pattern bringing us downward? It can be if we lose this little area. That blue line, moving average area, or measured move area, $1.01. That's what we need to hold right there. So we might have some iffiness. Can we pull a little fib magic to help us out over the weekend? Can you help our brother out? Can you? I believe that I can. That little blue line is also a Fibonacci area that I would definitely be looking at. Bouncing off here could be meaning that, hey man, this actually is one of them flag patterns that could go to the upside. And I would just like to take a little measured move from that. And if so, it's also what we call an AB equals CD move here on the Fibonacci strategy. And learn more about that, join Chart School. I'm just saying, it's $3 a month and you get your free education. You don't have to pay for them big old classes and stuff. Come hang out on the private YouTube section. $3 a month. Hey, get access to the Chart School live series every Thursday. That takes us to a full 618 or extension area here at $1.50. Believe it or not, we're going to label that. We're documenting it right here on YouTube, right here, so we can come back and say, look. But only my friends, if we do get our bounce there. Did you label it? I don't think you did. Let's come up here and label that little guy. Man, oh man, that is our hopium target right there. And that is the projected area that we may assume to attend to. There's also a few other little noticeable areas that I would like to bring your attention to that may come into play here. That would be around the $1.33s. And there's one little juicy area at $1.39. Now I'm going to throw them up here for potential targets for you little players out there playing this little gamey game. If we're going to move up, those would be the juicy areas to pay yourself a little bit. If you're paying them perpetual futures, I know some of you are on old Fartcoin. I want to go with Fartcoin. Those would be some nice little target areas that would get a little bounce here. And we have a bullish weekend. You could be looking at 14, 30, 36, maybe up to our juicy target if that little guy gets hit. Right there, 47%, and that's on spot. That's if you're playing it safe and smart and playing spot. Like, I want to buy actual Fartcoin that I can move to a wallet and all this. Yeah, you can make up to 50% gains here. Not bad. $100 comes into $150, and all the little nuggets along the way that we got there. However, you guys are doing leverage, I would not recommend over 3 to 5 just to be reasonably smart with this stuff. But some of you guys like to go 70, so gosh darn it. Even doing a 10x, I did not recommend it because unless you're very confident in the move. Remember, you are kind of buying a top here, so I would slack it up a little bit. You guys, 10x will give you 400, 500%. You can see those 2 to 3x. The more sensible person would could maybe get 100. 150, maybe 200% gains there, and that's good. Don't be too greedy, or else they will hand your ass to you on these plays here. However, you smart trader, spot guys, you're the smart ones. You're the turtle in this race that wins in the end. I'm just letting you know. Don't feel bad about all these little leverage traders out there. They get their ass handed to them a lot more than you do. You can just be patient at this point in the market and wait. So there can be a little retracement. We want to come back and retest these areas, about 92 cents. But you know me, I forgot to put the little fib area up there, didn't I? If we're going to come back this weekend, and we might, because that's what they like to do. Let's play games with us, but that is that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement coming in right here at 96 cents. Well, look at you. You dip down there. That would be just a little juicy little buy spot, in my personal opinion, or a place to get into one of them said trades, either perpetual or spot. However you want to do it, because we could be a zigzagging down there to that area. Don't be dismayed. If that one loses and we start doing something a little sinister and ignoring this yellow line that I've got here, that little parabola. I wanted to say that all day. Thank you for making my dreams come true, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to draw a trend line right here, and that would also entail, hey man, wow, it came around to that trend line and bounce, which they usually do. If we do lose that, then you got to be on record that, hey man, maybe we might be headed down to some of these areas, right down to retest this other area, the spider. There is, when you break out from this guy has about a 65% chance to come back and retest the breakout area. Let's throw that out there. So at some point we are looking for Fartcoin to come back somewhere around the 60-65 cent area, whether you want to make sure you got some dry capital to put in on that little catch when we come back to these little zones here, or short it on the way down. If we break this trend line, that's probably what we're looking for, is to do something like that. Now, I'm not saying that's happening this weekend or whatever, but we had a blackout. Somebody didn't pay the light bill. Sean, I'm blaming you. This is not cool when we're doing a recording. The prices is on. So we do have some lower targets that we could be looking at too, just on the downside, just putting them out there, man. It could happen. But as long as we're respecting this trend line and respecting that parabola, thank you for making my dreams come true. Respecting that line, we can, anticipate these higher prices. That's what I got for a good old Fartcoin. I guess we should go over some analysis on fundamentals on Fartcoin. I'll leave that for another video. But this has been Fartcoin Friday. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Come hang out with us nightly around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for late night crypto with Road Dogg. Here's a turkey sometimes, and sometimes I'm a zombie. Thank you for hanging out with me. See ya on the next one. Sean, can you take us to the end screen here?